Your confidence isn't weakness. It's just living in the wrong place. And until you understand what that means, every room you walk into, every person that looks at you a certain way, every interpreter standing next to you who knows their stuff, right, would have that power to take it from you. And it's not because they did anything, but because where you left it. Just stay with me because this one changes everything, right? Let me start by asking you a question. Think about the last time you walked into an assignment feeling okay, prepared, ready enough. You had this, right? And then you notice someone in the room. Maybe it was another interpreter, someone with more experience, more senior, had years on them. Someone who clearly knew their way around this work. Or maybe it was someone in the room who just was just watching you. And the kind of presence that make you suddenly aware of every choice you are making. And something shifted, not gradually, immediately. Suddenly, you're now second guessing yourself. If you're a sign language interpreter, your signs that you've used 100 times, now you're second guessing. Suddenly the words don't come naturally. They don't. Suddenly you're aware of yourself in a way that you weren't about 2 minutes ago. You weren't less skilled in the moment they walked in. Nothing changed about what you know, right? But something did change about how safe you felt knowing it. And that's not coincidence. It is not weakness. It is information, right? Here is what shifted. I'll actually tell you. The confidence wasn't inside you. It was in the room, right? More specifically, it was absent of anyone else who would have evaluated you. So when no one who knows better is watching, you feel okay. Oh, you're flowing. You trust yourself enough to get on with it, right? Because they don't know what you're saying, but you know. But the moment someone with knowledge enters, someone who understands sign, if you're a sign language, someone who understands a language, if you're a spoken interpreter, and they can handle it themselves before they even say a word, before they even look. Because someone along the way, you have learned to measure your ability to how the room responds to you. If no one questions you, you're okay. But if someone looks at you on a sideway, huh, you must be failing. Just a look, that means you're failing. So a more experienced interpreter is present. Oh, you must not be enough then, because they've got experience, they've got years. So they gave you that break, and this is what I call hacking your confidence outside yourself. You did not lose it. You just left it somewhere that was never safe to leave it, in other people's faces, in other people's reaction, in other people's silence, in their approval. And the problem with packing your confidence outside yourself is that no one can drive off with it. A look, a correction, a whisper across the room, and suddenly you're stranded. You're lost. And I want to be honest with you about something. Early on in my career, having someone in the room who understood the work, who that would have thrown me completely. The alertness that I would have had, the tension I'll be feeling, trying to make sure every single thing is perfect that's coming out from me, the hyper awareness of every sign that I'm using, every choice, every pause that I am doing. I wasn't interpreting anymore. I was performing for the person watching me, not for the role that I've been assigned to do. And here's the thing about performing for the room. You cannot do both at the same time. You cannot serve the people who need your services and while auditing yourself for people who are watching you. Something has to give. And it's always the work that falls short. Something shifted over time. I remember being in an assignment, right? Another interpreter was in the room, clearly more experienced than I was. And I was, waiting for that old feeling to fire. But it didn't. And the feeling didn't, not because I suddenly became perfect in what I was doing, not because I now knew every sign, every phrase, everything there. No, but because something had changed about where I was holding my confidence. If I didn't catch something, I asked for clarification. If I needed a moment, I took it. Not because I stopped caring, but because I stopped needing the room to tell me I was enough. I already knew. And that knowing, that internal anchoring is the whole difference. That's a changer. So, how do you move your confidence from the room back to yourself? That's what we need to start asking ourselves. It is by doing identity work. And it starts with that one honest question. Whose voice am I interpreting for right now? Whose voice? Not whose words or not whose approval. Where were you in the flow? Generally in the flow. You are interpreting for people who need you, right? Be the deaf client, the lingual person that needs the speaker, the message, right? That is your job. That is what you've been called to do. That's your purpose in that room. That's why you've trained. The moment you start interpreting from the person that's watching you, you have left your purpose and entered into performance. And performance requires an audience to feel valued, right? Real work does it. So the practice, it is a practice. It is return to purpose. The moment you notice you've left, not perfectly, not immediately, not intentionally, who am I here for? Remind yourself, what is the job I am here to do in this room? Is the message getting across? Those three questions pull you back to yourself faster than anything else would. I know. Because here is the truth. You are allowed to be learning and expanding as you go. You are allowed to have every phrase not perfectly crafted. You are allowed to be exactly where you are in your development as an interpreter and still be completely worthy of the room you are standing or sitting in. Right? Perfection was never the job. The message getting across, that was the job you were hired to do. And the moment you anchor yourself to that, a look becomes just a look. The presence is just a presence. The room loses the power over you because you stop giving it away. Right? You stop it. So, one thing to take into your next assignment before you walk in, say this to yourself out loud if you can. Internally, no worries. You can do it. Everything I need is already within me or within my reach. I am here for the message, and that's enough. I am not performing tricks, not a positive thinker, as a reminder where your confidence activity lives inside you, not in the room. Okay? Your confidence isn't the weakness, it is just living somewhere else and could never keep it safe in that way. So bring it home, bring it back to self. And in episode 4, we'll be going even deeper because once you understand where your confidence lives, the next question that I get is, why do I still second guess myself even though I'm fully qualified? Because there is a pattern running underneath all of that is keep pulling you back even when you think you have fixed it, right? So yeah, episode 4 will be linked down below. And if you're enjoying and this series is landing for you, And if you're watching and thinking, this is exactly what I need, I needed someone to say, I am building a coaching program specifically for interpreters and translators in training, newly qualified and a few years in. And it's designed to move the confidence from the room back to yourself for good. The waiting list is now open, and I'll see you in episode 4. I am Nene. We do this every single day. Remember that your voice matters and it's your time to use it. Bye for now.